You know how in OCD, whenever a person is having their thought in their mind, they gotta realize it, and probably multiple times, because they just can't get this thought out of their head. That seemed to be the main motor of humans' action, because when you have a thought about something in your head for an extensive period of time, this is when you're motivated, you're achieving stuff, right? When you're having a thought of a certain activity for a long period of time, and it's a very magic thought about washing your hands several times because you think they're dirty. Well, we don't call it motivation anymore, do we? It's like a mental illness. I got a similar thing. Unfortunately, it's not about anything somebody would call success. It's also not OCD. It's an eating disorder. I suffer from an eating disorder. Never diagnosed, but this is something that I'm having a problem with since I was a kid. I just overeating. I eat despite the fact that my body is not hungry. My mind is hungry. So whenever there is a slight space in my belly, not all too much even, but like slight space, like not too much really. Sorry, I just repeated myself. I don't know why. I feel like eating, and I usually eat a lot. It is because of this thought saying that I gotta eat. And whenever I check with my body is like, no, you don't have to eat, you are not hungry. But my mind says, yes, you are going to eat right now. And that is exactly why I'm overeating, because I can't get rid of this thought. So in order to silence it, I gotta obey, right? So it is this similar thing to OCD, but I believe it also is a similar thing to someone that is highly successful. If you would forbid Elon Musk from any intellectual activity regarding his electric cars or sending ships to space, he might go mad. You know that it is true. You can see it in front of your eyes, your imaginary Elon Musk. You can see it quite clearly that he would be doing everything in his power to come back to his engineering duties regarding sending humanity to space. Because he has a thought in his head he can't get rid of. And obeying to thought is sometimes easier. And I think it is similar with desires, actually. Fulfilling desire is a tricky thing, because whatever you have in your head, not necessarily is having its reflection in reality, but basically speaking, whatever you want to call fulfilling your desires, many times is actually way easier than actually denying your desires. So let's take, for example, a Buddhist monks, right, that secluded themselves from all the outside world. That is actually what I took from a Naval Ravikant podcast. I believe podcast named either Happiness or How to Get Rich. I'm not sure which one. Both of them are like megasodes, pretty big episodes. I recommend all of you, both of them are. They're really cool. And so maybe some of them get rid of any of their desires, but maybe they did not. Anyway, it seems easier to simply fulfill your desires rather than deny it, right? I'm not sure if it's better for you. That's a completely different thing. And I kind of think about, what's it called, Samsara? This movie about a monk that decided to... the movie about a monk that saw tits for the first time, and then he was like, fuck it, I'm not going to be a monk anymore. And at the very end of the movie, his, teacher, mentor, his master monk, bigger monk, whatever, is sending him a death letter, he's dying, and he's sending a letter that maybe one day when we'll meet again, reincarnation shit, you will explain to me what is better, obey one desire, how it was, deny one desire or to serve 1,000 desires, something like that. So I'm not sure if it's better. My point is, it is easier, and it is the case for my eating disorder. It is easier for me to overeat to get out of this thought of my head, because otherwise I can't focus on anything else. This thought just swirls in my head, dancing, vomiting and shitting and doing all sort of stuff to just get my attention. And it is easier for me to overeat. Is it better for me to overeat? Quite obviously no. Quite obviously no. But this is what my disorder is about. So, in case you were ever wondering, I have shitload of friends, thin, fit friends that are saying, "Oh, I don't believe in diet. I don't do diet. I don't believe in diet." It's like, of course you don't, because you happen to, first things first, have a very good genetics, healthy metabolism, and also you're not suffering from any eating disorder. That's why you're fit. You're not too thin. You're not too fat, right? You're okay. You have a plain stomach. You know what I mean? Maybe not abs, but like you have a plain stomach. It's so difficult for these people to understand that some people are having problems, and this is not healthy. And they need diet. Someone needs therapy. They need to like arrange things anew in their heads. And I have a suspicion where it came out, like in my situation, like where my eating disorder comes from. My eating disorder comes from the fact that I'm originally from a slightly poorer country, but I'm far more importantly, from a family that was very, very poor, especially when I was little. We didn't have enough money to eat. I don't remember it. That's the funniest part. I don't remember what it is like to be hungry. I don't remember it. So, don't feel sorry for me. I'm alright. But because my family had way different experience, especially my grandparents, I was always stuffed with food just in case another month is going to be different and there will be no food left. Whenever we'd be leaving the house, even for 30 minutes, my grandma had some food in her handbag, just in case. And she was stuffing me with it. All the money she had spare, she was spending on buying me sweets or buying me fast food or she was basically stuffing me with food, telling me that I should eat because I'll be hungry. And I believe that this mental pattern is still in my head. So that's the thing, and that's my eating disorder. That's what it is about.